Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that the teams are ready and locked in here to get started on draft. ZMG has a lot of ground to make up if they want to stay alive here early on in CCS. Of course, dropping 2 matches at the start of a season isn't the end of the world, but it's going to make it a whole lot harder, as ZMG Luna has found out. They've had to go lossless in the past 3 weeks just to keep their hopes alive. So ZMG Frost trying not to fall into the same trap here.
Not a nail in the coffin, but definitely a uphill battle at that point. So gonna be interesting to see. Looks like almost the same bands for ZMG Frost
We do see
and
the Twitch
MNG.
ban, though. Not
Yeah,
wanting to deal with that from Raijin Storm here. The Amumu Instalock from ZMG. Now, where
very
are we going to
strong
see
support
this?
right now.
Do you think
Probably
we're going to see it in the
support.
support?
I think they just buffed the support. I'd have to double check, but Amumu support's been kind of sleeper for a little bit. Um, he did get nerfed a couple patches ago, but I'm pretty sure they gave him something after the durability. I think they buffed his Q. So
We have
gonna
seen
be
a couple of Amumus in the jungle from various ZMG teams. Not Frost in particular, but other teams in the org have picked it in the jungle in the past couple of weeks. So it's not unheard of among the players here. However, into Trundle,
Trundle.
it would potentially be a little bit difficult, especially if they went for the Tankamumu build.
It can be, but I think it's one of those he doesn't get enough items to realistically be worth trying to go Trundle ult. Gnar pickup again. Definitely worked out for them last game. Some very clutch Gnar ults.
Donut will be placed on the Camille instead. Guess not happy with how the Tahm Kench worked in team play. Of course, in solo lane, he did quite well, managing to solo kill the Gnar a couple of times from what we were able to see, unfortunately. Camille, of course, will be even better as a solo laner, and should she get ahead or even stay even, will be able to split push aggressively here for ZMG.
Yeah. And once she hits level 6 and gets the or level 6 plus about an item, or at least Sheen, she starts winning the trades. So definitely gonna be something to keep an eye on.
Camille is the new Irelia. Irelia only needs a Vamp Scepter. Camille only needs a Sheen. We do see the Jinx coming out for ZMG here in the bot lane, and the Karma response from Raijin Storm to close out the first half of picks.
Karma one's interesting. Don't know if they play a lot of Karma, but Karma's one of those, if you pick a aggressive laner with it, it'll definitely pay you back. But if you kind of just pick it to be an enchanter, it's one of those that are just better enchanters to pick. So you kind of pick Karma to be a lane bully because her ult Q is really good early. It's just at some point she's just a spam RE bot. So definitely something we're gonna have to keep our eyes on.
And Raijin Storm will not have the chance to run back to Cassiopeia. We did see, well, from what we saw, Haywire did pilot that Cassiopeia quite well, and ZMG does not want to deal with that again.
An understandable ban. Definitely a problem. I don't know if it was the main problem in that game. From what we saw, it seemed more like she just got a couple early kills and snowballed off that, which they could have picked any number of control mages or even some assassins and done the exact same thing. So I'm not sure if the Cassio was the problem in that game, but still a respect ban coming through of I don't feel like dealing with that. So have to see how it plays out.
I don't love going back to Warwick here.
I don't.
We
It was
we
there were
didn't
some
see
good
enough of that
plays,
game.
but
We didn't see
it
enough of
kind
the
of
game to make a whole decision, but from what we saw, it felt like Colts fan was far too aggressive on it.
yeah, he definitely overextended as stuff is almost insta locking. Jeez, just is this a pick that this mid laner is confident on?
I am not familiar enough with failure to be able to tell you either way. However, it could be that they just didn't want to give Rage and Storm more time to think.
Could be, but Fizz's um Fizz is very counterable in the mid lane, especially in coordinated team comps. The Akali pick into it is definitely interesting. A lot of the time, you want to pick some sort of ranged carry and just bully him while he tries to farm. Because if he's 20% health, he can't ult you at level 6. So, going to be interesting to see how they want to play through this. But
All I can say looking at these drafts from both teams is this feels like solo queue.
this kind of feels like solo queue. I'll give you that. This is
These teams both feel a little bit disjoint.
it almost feels like they just decided, both teams collectively just decided, oh, we're just picking comfort. So pick whatever you feel comfortable on, and we'll go off that instead of trying to mesh with a team comp. Like you have Karma, Aphelios in the bot lane, which both want to do completely different things. Karma wants to try and harass you early, and Aphelios wants to scale up to level 11 and hit an item or two.
And
So
ditto for
gonna be
ZMG's
interesting.
side.
Yeah,
With that
the
being said,
Jinx and
though,
Mumu. Oh, go ahead.
these teams do need a battle plan coming into the Rift here for game 2. So what are these teams going to string together, do you think, looking at what they've picked?
I think if you're ZMG, you're drafting to play around your bot lane. You picked Jinx and Mumu, and you already had, and you repicked for Warwick. So you're saying, I'm going to jump on you, and you have to figure out how to deal with that. And on MNG, I think they're just gonna either try to counter bot lane or get top lane ahead. Because if you can get Nara ahead and put Camille behind, she's not a champion for most of the game. Sorry. So that's my immediate take on it. Admittedly, we'll have to see how both teams want to play it out. But what about you? What do you think this game's gonna turn into going forward?
Yeah, I think that this game will heavily hinge on either mid or bot lane. I think both Jinx and Aphelios have such an ability to be hyper carries, and even with the nerfs, or the effective nerfs to the assassin class that we saw with the durability update, I still think that both Fizz and Akali have the chance to control this game. I don't expect a ton from the top lane in terms of affecting fights. If anything, they will be affecting the uh, game flow with split pushing here, is my guess.
Yeah, I doubt the Warwick is going to put any pressure in top lane. He's kind of just going to look at the Camille and say, "Hey, just try not to die. I'm gonna focus bot lane or mid. Just get one of those lanes ahead because you can really easily snowball off either of them." But Trundle actually has pretty good ganks if he can get the Camille to jump on the Gnar. So, going to be interesting to see how they want to play this out.
Well, we will step aside here for just a couple of moments in the interest of competitive integrity. In the meantime, please pray to the Riot Gods for us. We don't want a repeat of Game 1. We will be hoping here from the technical side that that doesn't happen again. When we come back, Game 2 here, will ZMG keep their hopes alive and avoid going 0-2 in CCS play? Stick around and find out. We'll be right back.
Just another doorway to open up and see what kind of lifeline will be waiting there for me. I need to bury all these fears and let them fade away. I'm not scared, I'm prepared to find myself again. I wanna fly over mountains, I wanna reach the end, I'll rise up from the ashes, I wanna burn again. I'll find my way through the bitterness I'm feeling. I won't rest, I won't give up, I'm still healing. I'm still healing. I won't give up, I'm still healing. I fight the pain that I once let kill my vibe. I feel the day.
Helps if I unmute myself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back onto the Rift here. Game 2 has gotten started and both teams are out on the Rift. Looks like ZMG is looking for something a little tricky here as Papa Skips has found Top Dream but does not land the bandage toss. Top Dream with the side step and the little hop over the wall will keep himself safe and away from harm here.
I hate
ZMG
to say it.
does commit all 5 members and will pay for it with an early, somewhat deep ward in that red side jungle.
Yeah, that ward will probably just tell them Warwick's whether or not Warwick is starting bot side, so shouldn't be terribly significant, but definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Well, let's take the moment here as things have calmed down to take a look at summoner spells, keystones, and early buys. Anything jumping out at you here?
The Aphelios taking cleanse, I very much agree with. If you get the problem with it is Amu has 2 Qs and an R plus a Warwick ult. Oh wait, you can't cleanse that. But you can cleanse the fear. So it kind of feels like he's gonna have to really decide what he wants to cleanse.
To be fair, cleanse does also reduce the duration of incoming disables by 65%. So even if he does cleanse an early disable, it does mean that follow-up ones will be weakened somewhat.
Yeah, but it's even with the reduction, it's still a lot of CC.
Oh, absolutely. We see Trundle looking at a little bit of a potential bot gank here. I'm not quite sure what this pathing is. Walked all the way to Dragon Pit, then all the way back to that wall, and now is working his way through Tribush and has wrapped around behind Holothuridae and Papa Skips here. However, ZMG's bot lane has hit 2. The Root coming down onto Fishing for Pike, and now Holothuridae is in a really bad spot here. Does have the heal, does have the flash available, but will not use it. Just going to fall, gifting that kill over to the Aphelios will be first blood for MNG here. And that is disastrous.
That is not game losing, but that is definitely not how you want to start this game as ZMG. You're a comp that really wants to snowball a lead, and not being able to do that is...
And the chain gank coming here too as Sutek knocks up just the failure. Will be able to hop away with that playful trickster here for the Fizz. But the Trundle is making his presence known on the map despite only being level 2.
Yeah, Trundle just trying to get his lanes ahead early so he has something to play around. Rough for ZMG, but it's hard to play around a Trundle literally.
And now just the failure taking a lot of damage here, down to us 100 health. Will the Ignite be enough? Yes, Haywire with the last tick of that Ignite gets the kill and gets the flash out of the Fizz. The Panic Flash was not quite enough to save him.
Yeah, he died on the last tick too, so he couldn't even like be like, oh, I flashed away and now she can't get the last Q auto or whatever. But definitely not not a great start. Already down 900 or 1,000 gold. Definitely gonna make the early to mid game pretty rough.
Captain Donut, though, is trading pretty well in the top dream, although I might have spoken a little bit too soon. Fishing for Pike, flashing forward to confirm the route, and now Halathurida is in trouble once again. Fishing for Pike, will he fall? No, the shield is enough for now, but Colts fan has joined this fight with the Q. We'll be able to confirm that. Sutek and Epic Fail Guy trying to turn this now. Sutek taking a lot of damage, but Epic Fail Guy is still full health. He's basically untouched. Colts fan with the Q does take out Sutek. Looks like Epic Fail Guy will be able to clean that up, though. Perhaps no. Papa Skips managing to keep his jungler alive. And a great job from ZMG.
Yeah, I think the Aphelios autoed the Amumu instead of the Warwick, so we got the enough of a heal to live. That's really good for ZMG. Admittedly, the kills going on Warwick is not ideal, but
although the kills going on Warwick may allow Colts fan to play with the playstyle he was trying in Game 1, the aggressive diving playstyle that didn't work out for him because of how far behind he was. With an early 2-kill lead, he might be able to get away with it.
Definitely could. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, we see the Tiamat rush again. Not a bad item on Warwick. I just not sure it's the best way for him to push that lead. I feel like if he had gone for Sheen plus Longsword or something, that would have been a bigger power spike for him. But
looks like Trundle's going to be found out here by the Jinx. Not sure that Halathurida wants that fight at the moment. But with the Blast Cone, Trundle will not be too badly punished for it. Just able to walk out through that Drake Pit.
Yeah. No need to worry too much. Had the Blast Cone, but Trundle fallen. Oh, actually, he caught back up in farm. He had been down quite a bit. But Camille winning this early matchup, or not winning, but staying this even in this matchup is not a great sign for MNG. You really should be winning this matchup pretty hard.
Donut is taking a lot of poke now, though, and it looks like Top Dream is going to try and chase down, will eventually back away, but force Captain Donut all the way back to his own turret. Haywire thinking about going in on failure, wants to have some of that Akali syndrome, but choosing not to. Now Halathurida getting rooted up here by Fishing for Pike, the follow-up route by the Aphelios, and now, once again, the ADC is just abandoned here.
Yeah,
you can understand it now that she's 0-3, but I did wonder earlier if abandoning her like that was the right move during that first blood kill.
Yeah. One of those things where you look back on, you're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but at the time, it's, oh, we give over this kill now, and then we can punish them later for it, but MNG just playing into the spot lane so well, just deciding, no, you're not allowed to walk up to farm, or we're going to just Trundle pillar you.
And this Aphelios is already up 1,250 gold over this Jinx, courtesy of the 3 kills and the 20 CS lead. So, Jinx has to work from a bit of a hole here at this point.
Yeah, definitely not where you want to be as the Jinx. The Aphelios already sitting on Noon Quiver, plus a pickaxe and a dagger, whereas Jinx has a dagger and a pickaxe and 2 longswords. And she is not gonna do anything anytime soon unless they randomly decide to run into her and give her like 4 kills and the Aphelios shut down. As we see it engage in the mid lane.
Just the failure here has to be very careful. It does have to use that playful trickster to get away, but this time will not be burned down by the ignite. Looks like with no pressure from either lane, Trundle will be happy just taking that Drake alone here. So that will be an early Infernal going over to MNG.
Bot lane trying to clear that pink without any vision of where Trundle is really greedy.
Especially
Trundle's over the wall or...
And knowing how much Trundle has sat bot lane, it's...
Yeah. Definitely a interesting choice. As we see
now Donut has to be careful here.
Lane.
Both are low, but Captain Donut down to 300 health. Top Dream about to go into Mini-Gnar. Will take a lot of poke here. The Hextech Ultimatum is not in turret range, but Captain Donut does so much damage. Where did that Gnar go?
Yeah, Mini-Gnar is not a tanky boy. He just gets jumped on, and it's Camille with the Sheen at level 8, 4 points in Q. Like, if you transform into Mininar, you probably just die. Even gets the flash out of the Gnar, kind of thought, oh, I can flash out of turret range and live, but just not able to do so. Kind of unfortunate timing. Does TP back, so doesn't miss too much farm, but bot lane is not where you want it to, or top lane is not where you want it to be. Camille should be significantly further behind. Now she's almost at her first item. She's at
about 300 gold away. Akali coming down towards the bot lane here. Looks like Halithuria and Papa Skips will be aware enough to back up and will not be punished with that roam.
Yeah.
And I've had to eat my words somewhat, it looks like here, because ZMG seems like they're going to have to play through the top side of the map.
Yeah. Trundle getting all those kills onto the Aphelios early means they can't force bot lane. Jinx is down 1,300 gold. Aphelios probably has his full mythic at this point, just based on his gold. He's almost at 1,200, so
we'll just about have it on back.
Yeah.
And mid lane's not going well for ZMG either. The ultimate coming out from the Amumu, and now fishing for Pyke is in very deep trouble. However, the second bandage toss does not land. Halithuria forced to flash forward and will get it with the rocket. Now Epic Fail Guy trying to flash out to survive. Will get bandage tossed, will get rooted, and that's a big shutdown. Both of those kills went over to the Jinx.
Yeah, that's really bad if you're an MNG fan. That is the last thing you want, is this Jinx getting more kills. You want her to just kind of exist and just play through your Aphelios, but they didn't respect the Warwick ult engage from River. They even had it worded. They just were too far pushed up without accurate information, so...
And suddenly Halithuria is within 500 gold, but they might die again here. They don't have wards in the river, and Trundle is here. Trundle does knock up Halithuria, however, knocks him towards his, or away from his turret, so Sutek is fighting alone. Fishing for Bike has finally joined the fight, will be trying to get the root onto Halithuria. The shutdown going over to the Aphelios, and that gold gap's back up to 900. Oops.
Yeah, just...
There was no reason for ZMG to stay there.
No, if they had reset, spent their gold, and just run back, they don't...
The ultimate landing on Haywire from just failure, forcing the Akali flash, but Akali with the E goes all the way back in. Takes a turret shot here, though, and will die to the Ignite. The flash forward from just a failure to secure it there. Wanted to make sure that he had enough damage on that last auto attack. Does secure the kill.
Syndrome, you hate to see it. Just thought he could take the E in, but...
Akali players, Cat players, Yasuo players with their ult. Now Captain Donut has to be careful here. Down to about 300 health. Top Dream is in Mininar form, though, so has to be careful. Learned his lesson once. Captain Donut surviving on 100 health. Feels pretty confident about himself. Dangerous game to play, though.
The emote spam at the end for, yeah, you almost killed me, but...
Oh, looks like he's trying to get a cheese here. Coming out from the Tri-Bush. Rift Herald will be dropped in the bot lane, and we'll get a few turret plates there.
The problem is all of the gold went to Warwick, so if Jinx isn't in a better spot, she's still as bad a spot as she was before that gank. So it's not a way out for her. There are 4 people bot lane trying to punish this poor Jinx.
However, for a nice change of pace, ZMG sees this one coming.
Yeah, they've finally invested in wards anywhere near bot lane. We go back a couple minutes, it was pitch black down there. Now they at least have Tri-Bush and the ward above red buff, but earlier they just did not have any vision, so if you push up, you just died of a Trundle, so...
And just the failure took that chance to roam towards the top side of the map, taking a lot of damage here in the trade from Haywire, down to about 300 health. Will fall to the Akali ultimate.
Warwick is here, though. Let's see if he can get it.
Orc is here, does land the fear, has the ultimate available, will follow through with the Q, popping the ultimate duress, but does get knocked into turret and falls to the Trundle. Not an awful play by Colts fan. Perhaps overestimated his damage just a little bit with just the Tiamat and the Tabbies.
Yeah.
And this will be a second Drake over to MNG.
Yeah, Warwick not having quite enough damage to make that play work. The idea behind it is good. You fear the Akali, you find her, you ult her down, then Q follow her wherever she goes, but just couldn't do enough.
He didn't ult her. He waited to ult her until after she had used everything.
Yeah.
And waited until he was in turret range, which I think was the biggest misplay there. Top Dream taking some damage from Captain Donut. That second charge of that Q is powerful. But Gnar is able to get some good damage in trade.
Yeah. Well, ZMG's down about 700 gold, but
Captain Donut
Camille
going
is
in hard.
really
Top Dream
starting
does
to win
hit the
the,
Mega Gnar here and will ult the Camille into the wall. The Hextech Ultimatum is down, but Top Dream just barely surviving, limping away. Colts fan coming in, going fast. Will get it with that Q, managing to dodge the stun from the Gnar. Secures that kill. Haywire, will he fall to Compulsive E Syndrome once again? No, he's learned his lesson.
Like yeah,
Papa
I think
skips
trading Flash for the... Oh, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I was going to say, Warwick trading Flash with the Gnar probably isn't the worst thing for them. It stops a lot of E-Flash Gnar engages for the next couple minutes, especially if you're going to fight around Drake in about 3.5 minutes. So, buys them a bit of space. Not anything too crazy, but definitely a nice little bit of breathing room. They don't have to play quite as far back.
Once again, we see MNG putting members towards this bot lane. Haywire spent a bit of time in that bot river, was spotted out by a blue ward though. So ZMG's bot lane will be safe. Just the failure though might not be so lucky, down to about half health from a single trade. Looks like Haywire did not go in on the E, especially not with Colts fans sitting in the wings. Haywire playing appropriately here. Aggressive enough, but has learned his lesson and will not over-engage. Captain Donut is taking a lot of damage as Top Dream going in hard. Does land the stun, however the hook shot keeps Top Dream from putting out a lot of damage. The Gnar into the wall, and now Donut is in a lot of trouble. The Q lands, but the Hextech Ultimatum to dodge the stun. Will it be enough? Top Dream does get the kill and survives the turret shots. Captain Donut just didn't have quite enough there. The ultimate from Just the Failure coming out. He's not going to engage on it. And Papa skips.
Oh, Warwick followed. Are they going to commit? Oh.
Yes, the flash forward, the ultimate landing on it too. Now fishing for Pyke is in trouble. However, did not get hit by the snap traps. And the Jinx ult did not connect.
Yeah.
Now Halathuridia is in trouble. Halathuridia is in base. Good grief.
Halathuridia got sent back in a body bag. That's what happened.
Just the Failure has to be careful here.
Colts fans still sticking around bot lane, trying to see if he can get something done, but they're losing so much pressure elsewhere on the map. Trundle's pushing in mid lane, stopping the Fizz recall.
Gnar's AFK pushing top lane. This is...
Yeah.
Even with the Rift Herald in Warwick's back pocket, this is disastrous.
Yeah, this is really not where you want to be. Gold lead is now about 2,600 or so, but... really not what you want to see right now if you're,
And Trundle feels completely unbothered about taking the entirety of ZMG's red side jungle here. Warwick will sniff this one out. Will the Trundle Pillar be enough to keep the rest away? Sutek with the smite gets it. And now with fishing for Pyke here, Sutek feels comfortable going in. Looks like Just the Failure's arrival will...
They could have probably tried to take that fight and burst down the Trundle. He's a lot of their CC lockdown right now without the Gnar. So you burst him, you probably have a good shot of taking the rest of them, but choose not to. Play it a little bit safe. 5 people down towards bot lane.
Sutek forced to cancel the recall, but does keep his bot lane safe. And now we see the Akali moving down. Gnar choosing to stay split pushed here, does have the teleport available, so can join this fight. A little bit surprised Donut is not matching here when he has the teleport as well.
It looks like they're trying to force for Drake in 30 seconds, but...
That's a lot of time to waste, though.
Lane. Yeah. Camille's not getting anything out of being down here. Like, if they had started a fight with the Mumu Warwick ults, maybe you get something out of it.
They do get the bot turret. They do get the bot turret with Rift Herald. So small victories there, but they lose the top second tier. And Donut's probably going to lose this fight to Top Dream, as it's happened a couple of times. Top Dream is
Just the
now in
stun,
Meganar,
though.
but misses the stun as Haywire's going in hard on Holothuridia, forcing Papa Skips to single target
Flat.
ult. Now
No,
Haywire's
it doesn't
very
catch.
deep. Looks like
Oh my
MNG is
god.
going to leave him alone. Top Dream and Captain Donut still fighting. Top Dream gets that kill. Epic Fail Guy is now on a killing spree as he knocked off Holothuridia there.
That fight was looking so good for ZMG until the Aphelios all are hit and just chunked everybody.
And Top Dream winning the top lane duel is problematic as well, because it means that he gets to keep on pushing. He forces Warwick and Amumu to back here, and that means that MNG has this Drake effectively uncontested. Top Dream might die for it, but I feel like that's a trade you're willing to make, especially after you got the kill onto Captain Donut.
I don't think Colt's fan can kill him. He doesn't have ult. So if Top Dream just keeps running, he can probably either kill or just...
Top Dream's
Yeah,
close
he's
to
just gonna
Meganar
kill him.
here. Top Dream might get the kill. Stun going down. Colts fan down to about 150 health. Will get the fleeing here. But the Gnar ult is back up. The flash from Colts fan is not enough to keep him safe. And
Tries
this
to
Gnar
flash
is a
the W,
problem.
I guess? Yeah, just not respecting it. Camille does win this matchup, but you gotta respect the Gnar. It's not nothing.
Yeah, and with the price that you have to pay to get to that Gnar ultimate of being in Mega Gnar means that the cooldown is so vanishingly low that he could use it in both those fights and not have any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, level 2 ult plus any amount of cooldown. I think Triforce gets them.
Let's take a look
it's
here.
Just...
44 seconds is the cooldown at the moment. Might as well not
So
have
if he
one.
uses it at the beginning of Mega Gnar, you can have it up for another one, but even with that caveat, it's still... What are you gonna do? He's a Gnar. He's gonna just kind of laugh at you. And be like, ha, that was fun, let's try that again.
And is now 3-2-0, has finished both the Triforce and the Cleaver, in addition to picking up the Bramble Vest, so that Camille's healing will be even less here. And Warwick as well. Both of them have Divine Sunderer. So we'll see the effectiveness of that reduced fairly significantly, although of course Grievous Wounds is weaker than it used to be.
Yeah, after all that fight, the Camille's now down about 3,400 gold, so not where you want to be. There's just gold leads all across the board, except in support because the Mumu got the kill.
And jungle.
And jungle. Jungle's about even. But jungle support is not where you want your gold lead to be if you're ZMG. You want...
on a carry.
You want your Jinx or your...
Flash forward from Papa Skips does not land the bandage toss here, but Haywire's on the wrong side of this fight, going in hard, deletes Holothuridia before he has a chance to react, and Papa Skips falls as well. Top Dream is chasing Captain Donut down, hasn't taken any damage, and deletes the Camille as well. Haywire feels perfectly comfortable walking all the way in to fight failure here. Flashing forward does not land the Shuriken though. In the meantime, Sutek taking this top turret will get it, and it looks like the entirety of MNG is going to rotate over. They might want to end this game. It's a 5v2 here for another 10 seconds, and the person to respawn is going to be Holothuridia, who isn't very useful here. Just the failure down to about 100 health.
She did finish her Phantom Dancer, which is a power spike. It's just kind of too little too late.
Looks like MNG's going to back away. They might go for the Baron here, I suppose.
They might, as Papa Skips is being very bold by taking that.
He's very dead here. And Colts fan might be in trouble as well. Holothuridia took the Hex Gate as well. Why? Why did you take that? Absolute madness here from ZMG.
Interesting shot calls.
And looks like that is going to be Baron here. Uncontested now since ZMG threw away their bot lane. Holothuridia at 3 and 8 is not having a good day.
No, this is definitely not his game. The Trundle ganks early. Well, the first two were kind of understandable because it's early games. You can't put too much vision down. Just not respecting the Trundle pillar or the wraparound, and then they just kind of snowballed off that. Pushed their lead, got ganked a couple times. It's just piles on piles of like problems. Just one thing after another.
And to add fuel to the fire, we are 65 seconds away from a Hex Soul here for MNG, as Haywire has found Donut. Might not be winning that fight as hard as he wants. The Hextech Ultimatum going down here. The stun will land, but Haywire, with the perfect execution, does manage to get away. Top Dream has joined this fight as well, and now ZMG has to be careful. Papa Skips having about 3/4 of his health taken away from him there from a single trade by the Gnar.
Yeah,
And in the
meanwhile,
meantime...
while they're doing all of that and almost dying anyways, Aphelios is just taking stuff mid lane.
Will be rotated on a bit here, but it's just Holothuridia and Donut. Colts fan now joining the fight, but Shirelia's is too powerful, and MNG will be able to get away. Haywire and Top Dream forcing in this bot lane, forcing ZMG to respond. Nobody will be able to respond to the Trundle as he takes this Drake solo in about 15 seconds here. Should he even want to? It looks like he's coming to join this fight instead. Papa Skips going in deep, only locks up the support. And Top Dream doesn't care. The Gnar onto 2, not enough. The shutdown coming out from Holothuridia. Can he reset? Will not. So 1 kill going over for both teams. But MNG still has the upper hand.
Yeah, it's not... It's a good reset and a good shutdown for Jinx, but they're not... What are they going to get out of it is the question. They're losing all of their inhibs, so...
ZMG had to take advantage of get excited there. The Trundle ultimate coming out will be a lot of damage soaked by him. Holothuridia trying to stay alive, will not. Haywire is an assassin in every meaning of the word. Epic fail guy, locking down 2 members as Sutek finishes off Papa Skips, and that's going to be the game here. Colts fan has no way of defending this Nexus. That will be a strong showing and a strong 2-0 from MNG here.
Yeah, that was definitely a stomping, unfortunately. They just found leads both games, or at least the second game. I can't quite tell about the first game, but the second game, they just found a lead and they just pushed it until they took the game, and ZMG just couldn't quite find footing to get back in.
No, ZMG Frost didn't feel like they were quite on the same page and felt like they had some personal player preferences that they need to iron out before they can really start playing as a team here. A lot of calls where it didn't feel like the entire team was all there.
Yeah, they were definitely not as coordinated as they could be, but we'll have to wait and see how it turns out.
Yep, this is far from the end as CCS does have plenty of weeks forward. However, for this evening, that will be everything for us. MNG Raijin takes this series 2-0 to move to 1-1 in CCS Group B play. ZMG Frost falls 2-0-2. Please do hit that follow button so you can be notified every time a ZMG team goes live in competitive play. We will be back tomorrow with ZMG Legends in APL Week 6, I do believe. We will not be streaming Luna on this channel this week, as Aegis has claimed Luna for themselves. However, when Aegis is not taking over our teams, you will be seeing games every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday until these seasons end. So hit that follow button so you can be notified every time these teams are playing. With that being said, I have been Aulzeren0r for myself, PolarBearStance, and everyone else here at ZMG. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting ZMG, and have a lovely evening.